Mike and I have the distinct privilege of meeting with Josue Leon. He's with Northwestern Mutual, and he's one of our clients. We've met, oh goodness, how long ago was it we met?
I don't know, probably about 8 months ago
God,
back. I think it was last summer. You reach out to me via LinkedIn.
it's been almost a year. Wow, how about
Yes.
it?
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Josue, for coming on the call with us today. Really appreciate it. Welcome.
Well, thank you. The pleasure is mine.
So, we were talking a little bit before we hit the record button, but hey, I just wanted to know what was that year, a year ago before we met. Um, you decided to respond to our message on LinkedIn, and how was things going? How were things going then? How was deal flow? How was the client acquisition going along at that time? Do you remember?
I think before you reach out to me, I was in a mode, which really was a growth mode. I was looking for advisors to join the team. I was looking to grow a branch office. But your message caught me in the middle of my busy world. And then it forced me to pause and really think through, like, is this real? So things were going in the right direction, but there was a missing element, and I think that was the human element of leveraging LinkedIn in a way where it was humanized. It was not machine, and that I feel like that's what was missing when you reach out to me.
So I remember we hopped on a call. We were chit-chatting about your situation, how we might be able to help, and you decided to work with us. What was it that had you decide, yes, I want to work with Mike and John?
Well, you're believable. You come across as credible. Your work. Um, Shows itself. I mean, like you came across as very genuine. It was not a person that was trying to make another sale. There's a lot of leads generation programs out there, but when I spoke to you, I felt like you and your son had created something that I hadn't seen before. It was almost like meeting that perfect client before you even buy. You already know they are a client. That's how I felt about you and Mike during that first conversation. It was like, you know what? We could be golfing together. We could be buddies. And it was not a hard sell. It was literally a genuine relationship that I felt that day.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I don't always get that answer, so that's terrific. Thank you. Um, so you decided to take a chance with us, and we get to work together. How was the experience? You mostly working with Mike, right? And getting your campaign set up. How would you describe that experience?
I think there's a lot of hand holding, right? So it's not like, well, here's these templates, start reading, start studying, learn this, read this, put this together. I feel like it was white glove service, to be honest. It's almost like you walk into a medical office and the doctor takes you to the waiting room, and then the doctor comes in, he welcomes you and really got to know you and what you're trying to accomplish, and then literally delivers the results. So when you go in somewhere, you're expecting the doctor to know this stuff. And most of the time, they do, right? And they always deliver the healing power that you're looking for. And you guys, in your subtle way, came across as medical doctors that literally knew your stuff. You're wearing your white coat. I already trust the process. And you took me through the process and it delivered. Um, I can think of a particular client that I obtained through working with you guys, and this client is a game changer. This client has changed my process, my system, and the way I look at connections that I have on LinkedIn, right? Because now looking at this person as a client in my book, I kind of feel like I've been missing out. So, but your approach to where you got this person to even sit down for the conversation was humanized, right? It's a human connection versus a machine that's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. And we did talk a little bit before we hit the record button here, but it's amazing to me that and just like we are now friends and your clients become friends, we'll say, right? But it starts with that conversation. The conversation gets started online, of course, but then it moves to a meeting. And the meeting is where we find, oh, what is it we're all wanting to do is solve a problem, but we want to find the right person to help us solve that problem. We can't be experts in everything, right? So
Yeah,
we need help. And that meeting oftentimes, many times, transforms into that relationship. And so I like to think that we are in the relationship business.
yeah.
It starts with the conversation though, and we get that conversation started. Um, and Mike here is very, very good at that, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think a trusted relationship take time, right? So that didn't happen overnight that clients say, yeah, here's my pocketbook, start servicing my accounts. It takes time, right? Despite the fact we have this genuine connection, but they're real, right? It's real connection. It's a real human on the back, on the end of that machine. And ultimately, that trust happened at a split second. Just being able to create that with the first message is extremely important, right? Because there's so many messages going out. Yours stood out. And not only it stood out, I kind of feel like there's individuals who did not become client, but they're following up a year later. And I was like, dude, what made you think of me? Right. So, and then now they're becoming client a year later after that first message went out, I think back in September of 2023. So, yes, there is time. It takes time if you continue to genuinely cultivate these relationships. And I've met with individuals offline. We've gone out to eat at a restaurant, but for something that started online with a simple message like text. So I greatly appreciate you guys reaching out and connecting and creating this camaraderie.
Yeah. Well, it's our pleasure, really, because yeah, there's the transaction with everything, but it's really this when you work together and solve a problem together and help each other, get to where we want to go. That's when I think relationships start to blossom a little bit more and more.
Yeah,
Um,
especially for the problems that we're trying to solve, right? It's a time that's extremely important for our profession as advisors. It's also a time where people are looking for that trusted advisor. If you fumble with that first outreach, you're never gonna earn that trust, right? So you have one chance to make it happen, and you gotta do it right. So your approach definitely has been right. It causes people to pause, think, and then recalibrate and reach out themselves when they're ready to reach out. So it's not one of like buy this, buy that. It's much more about like, do you have a problem that needs to be solved? I have the solution if you're willing to sit down and listen. So, and I feel like that subtle approach is what made all the difference. Even one of the clients that I'm thinking about that came to the table had a very specific problem that could be solved. And the way you phrase that first message was the hook. So I think anyone who's looking to work with you guys should definitely uh, jump on board and do it. There's no time to waste because I've gotten my investments worth, I don't know, 100-fold. This is a bold statement, but I have. Uh, Working with you guys, and I certainly will continue to work with you as our business grows, even in this new phase of our career of building our firm. Within this firm, I think leveraging your skill set and your platform is what's going to take us to the next level.
It's interesting just way some of the things that we worked on together, and I could tell, you're always moving, you're always shaking, and that's what a lot of advisors are doing right now is they're movers, they're shakers, they're looking for great opportunities to bring on great clients who will
Yeah.
move the needle for their business. Um, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like this has given you time back to nurture other areas of marketing because LinkedIn with text tonality and simple pipeline is being taken care of for you on the back end while you're able to, go to different events, different dinners, things like that, and cultivate relationships outside of LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, and there is an overwhelming sense of like there's so many connections out there, there's so many people to talk to, you don't have enough time, right? So having a real person on the backside really work the channel and really respond to the conversations that are taking place in real time does make the difference. Because if I were to sit in front of the computer the whole time and just answer a message, I wouldn't have time for anything else, right? So having a trusted person that manages those conversations is extremely important because it's real conversation. It's not bots that are reaching out to people at runtime. Yes, having the right target of audience to speak with is important, but also having a real person answer the questions and the concerns is also important, right? And still being compliant, right? Because I know we're not doing anything outside of the compliance spectrum. This is truly a relationship building tool, and we're using it as such. No products is being discussed, no service is being discussed. It's generally listening to your audience, an audience that's already been selected, and asking them about problems that we already believe that they have and let them tell us that they want it solved. And that's what has taken place working with you guys. So I'm grateful that Mike had reached out to me through LinkedIn, and then seeing the relationship that we have now. And it's not just online, it's offline, right? We talk over the phone pretty, I don't know, like almost very often, and you guys are always available, right? So there's never a time I reach out to Mike that you didn't pick up, right? Or if you're in a meeting, you would always say like, yeah, I'll call you right back. And same thing for the account managers that are there also servicing our account. Everyone is always available. And I know you all are busy, but somehow every client gets the white glove service. So I'm grateful for getting it from you guys.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because it as much as AI is making its way in the world and changing things, and I'm excited for it. I really think it's it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be an exciting world with AI, with its challenges. But what we are pretty proud of at this point is our HI. We have a lot of human intelligence that we use
Yeah,
right now, which I think is superior at the moment in some ways, to not only take care of you, our clients, but also take care of our messaging to your prospective clients. So,
yeah. No,
You
I'm
know what?
grateful for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say one other thing. What's interesting, you mentioned getting your investment back hundredfold from text tonality. What's interesting about the clients that you've signed up, particularly the one, the business owner that we had talked about previously. You mentioned she's referred clients to. I think a lot of people don't take that into account as one great relationship could create multiple great relationships, and you're seeing
Yes.
that happen right now.
Yeah. And I think it's even the approach from a stranger that you met online, right? You didn't know before, to now they're working with you, and then their response is, I have found my trusted advisor. This is the person that's making sure that my financial future is in order. Um, Experiencing for yourself. So those are the key words there, where someone that you didn't know can refer you to other people outside of the circle, as, now that I've had my experience, you go have this experience. It's been phenomenal. Let his approach tell the story. So it's good. I'm grateful for meeting you guys and coming across your platform, and you guys will continue to grow. So will we, and there's still a lot of people out there that needs your help.
Hmm. Oh, it's a testament to a great advisor that you are too. So, and that's half the battle with text tonality is making sure that you have great clients who have a great offer, who move the
Yeah.
needle for their clients. So,
Yeah,
we could
that's very
duplicate
important.
Joe Sway over and over and over again. We would.
Well, no, listen, man, I definitely will talk about you guys in years to come. And I am still speaking about you guys offline, not just online. So if I get a chance to find another person, another advisor who needs your service, who need that little edge or just that little boost, I definitely think they should come to you. Because I can definitely vouch for your services and the way you work with me. And times you were able to adjust too, right? When the volume was so much, I was like, hey guys, let's slow down a little bit. You said, okay, yes, we'll cut back a little bit. Because sometimes you can only handle so much work. And you guys delivered above and beyond.
Well, Josue, thank you so much for taking the time with us today. Mike and I appreciate you, appreciate your business, your kind words. And so we look forward to a long-lasting relationship with you. And but we're thankful also for you to take the time here to hop on a video and let other folks know out there who are maybe sitting on the fence out there wondering, should we work with TextTonality? They sound good, they look good. Should I really do it? And so I appreciate you taking the time with us today.
Well, listen, any system that is compliant, right, that's doing it the right way, that's not like, I mean, like, I think it's phenomenal. The approach is like, I would have picked up a call from you if you were an advisor. And you've proven it, that you guys are real. You're the real deal.
We appreciate
Thank
that. Thank you, Joe Sway.
you very much.